Hey y'all, it's me, Ren. Back again for another adventure. When I got here today, my night game was turned up to like 96. So I feel like there were some cats pressing buttons overnight. But we'll see how that goes. Everything seems to be balanced now. Talking a little shop beforehand, pouring my tea. It's just tea. Definitely did see a cat hair go in there, but that's life here at the Robot and Wren household. There's going to be cat hair in there. And speaking of cat hair, let's get some of our own. We're back to playing Hustle Cat today. When last we left, we had grown a whisker. Oh boy, I got tea everywhere again. That's great. Just gotta wipe the phone screen off here because gross. All right, so we had found a book that was filled with coded language, and then a cat that we believe is our boss came by and gave us a special little bookmark to decode things. So we were up late last night. Let's sure you want to load this save file. Yes we do. All right, so we've been studying this book. I've been doing this for days now. I wake up, go to work, come home, lose myself in the grimoire, and barely make it to bed right before the sun comes back up. Lather, rinse, repeat. Listen to me. I'm calling the thing a grimoire now. I can't stop reading this dang book, or mumbling to myself, I guess. There's all this stuff about witches, covens, powers. I've never seen anything like it. Sometimes I don't even understand the words on the page, but they make me feel strange when I read. Powerful, I guess. Like if I keep going, they'll suddenly click into place and I'll learn something unknowable. It's getting to me, though. I feel haggard, and my coworkers have been pointed out and getting some wicked bags under my eyes. Yeah, they're Gucci. I haven't told them about the book. I bet they think I've just been up playing video games or something. What's with you? You're so friendly lately. Since when do you sit in lamps? They do say that some witches get familiars. No, that's ridiculous. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm not becoming a witch. You already are a witch, though. I have been trying some of the stuff in the book out, though. Just a bit. You can't blame me for that. Hear me out, but I think I managed to move a cola can with magic. Maybe it was balanced weirdly or something and fell down on its own, but it felt like it worked. I've definitely been reading this gibberish book for too long. I should stretch my legs or something. Right, Mochi? See, even Mochi agrees, and he hates exercise. Going for a walk. Oh, you could get a mani-pedi here. I don't know, this little walking area is awfully close. Yeah, it's actually pretty early. Reading a dusty tome all night actually reset my sleep schedule to a normal one. I'm gonna celebrate with some coffee, breakfast, and a nice walk. When did I become a coffee drinker anyway? It's not bad at all now that I've gotten used to it. The stuff I drink is actually a real shade of tan now almost. My palate is refining every day. Same. I kind of just want a big old cheese Danish or something too. There's that corner store down the road. I've been in there for a lot of stuff, and their breakfast pastries look really good. I could just stop by the cafe. Also, it's close to customers today, but I bet someone's hanging around who could make me a nice fancy coffee or something. Just get some from work, right? We want to talk to Reese. We want to talk to Reese as much as possible. You know what? Why waste money when I can just get some coffee for free at the cafe? I'm still not real great on that water-coffee grounds ratio, but better I learn with myself than with customers, right? Last time I tried to make coffee, it was a disaster. It came out this gross brown water. I really have to learn to do this right. I mean, isn't all coffee just gross brown water? I mean, I drink it, so what does that say about me? Is there like a little idol band on the cover here for the vending machine slot, or are they just models saying how delicious these sodas are? Is there Pocari Sweat in there? Where are we located? Huh, doesn't look like anybody's here yet. There are some lights on in the cafe and the floor above, but I don't see anyone moving around inside. Maybe I was wrong about people coming here on their days off. Is it really just going to be me hanging out at work like I have nothing better to do? Alright, I'll just go make some coffee and then figure out what else to do for the day. Luckily, I just got my key. I can unlock the door and let myself in. Even though there are no people here, the cafe still feels busy with all these cats milling around. Hey, baby. I know the kitty. There goes Hash Browns, bossing around some other cat like usual. Now he's making eyes at his own reflection on the floor. Oh, meow, meow, meow. Kotick's in a cute little ball by the window. Is that you? Are you Kotick? Marina and I are catching some sun. Yeah. Aw, Junta has his paw around one of the other cats like they're spooning. Show me. Show it to me. Who is it? I peek in closer to get a look, maybe a photo. But when I see that little seal point nose sticking out, I pause. Is that Hayes? Aww. His ear flicks and one eye shoots open. It looks like he takes a moment to register what's happening, but once he does, his eyes dilate to the size of saucers. They did show us. Yeah, cat dating today was taken, You can only see the main screen, not gameplay. That sucks. Why would it do that to me? There's been lots of cute things going on. Curse you. Nuggets. Alright, let's fix that here. What are we doing? Thank you. I'm so glad you come by. No, stop it. Show me the open one. Alright. I even have my window open, and I'm just like, well, it's just lagging a little bit. It's fine. No, it's not. You're still showing that? Why are you still showing that? It should be a cute kitty picture. Give me Hustle Cat. Show me Hustle Cat. Alright. We're seeing Hustle Cat for now. We're gonna see if it advances. I got my eyes on it now. It's not gonna do me wrong. But look, it's a kitty. It's good pictures. Avery. His tail puffs up and he backs away from Junta at a surprising speed. He bumps into the wall and then hops a solid 6 inches into the air in shock. Did you change? I'm here to chew gum and watch adorable cats. I'm all out of gum, that's right. Okay, cool. The screen seems to be advancing now. Why would you do that to me? Boo! Boo, computer. Alright. Hey, calm down. It's just me. Junta was crying a lot and then I just sort of... Oh, please don't make fun of me. Junta is one of our newest cats. He's a sweetheart stray we found wandering the streets. But he scares easily, so he gets clingy sometimes. Little baby. Well, why would I do that? That was really sweet of you. Slowly, I reach down and scratch Junta behind the ears. He's confused by all the commotion, but doesn't seem too stressed about it. But You're so thoughtful about the cats. It's great. I guess so, thanks. I'm jealous, actually. I wish I could sleep in a pile of cats. It is pretty nice. He also seems to have calmed down a bit, thankfully. How about some coffee? I could go for a cup, and I bet you could, too. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna change back. Don't look, okay? You got it. Despite being around all these cursed cat people, I've never seen a transformation in progress. Maybe it's not something I'm supposed to see. Anyway, it's probably as rude and creepy as watching someone get changed, so I'm not about to peek. Okay. Alright, so did their clothes change with them? I figure they must, unless there was just a little pile of his clothes right there. How clear are these windows, too, that you would be doing that just out here? Their clothing must transform with them. Would you like a cappuccino? I'll go make us some coffee. That sounds great, thank you. Score! I don't have to mess with the coffee machine after all. I sink into my favorite spot on the big circle couch and take a big old sip of my coffee. I could sit here all day. Maybe I will. Turn into a cat and cuddle with cats. You said you wanted to. I don't understand why you wouldn't just do it. Oh, wait. Wait, that's right. We can't turn it... I saw this guy up here. This little cat right here. He's peeping at us from that. Are you guys supposed to be up there? That seems like an eating-only area. Tut, tut, tut. Okay, I got distracted. What are we doing? Oh, right. Because we can't turn into a cat yet. Because we unlocked our witch powers too soon. Oh! Avery, you're here early. Yeah, I thought I'd come see what everybody's doing. I've been cooped up in my house for too long. It's good to see you. I'll be around doing some handiwork, but let me know if you need anything. Oh, don't worry about me. Sounds like you'll be busy enough. There's the door again. Hello, hello! So, Avery, what breed are you? Do you know yet? Excuse me? Cat, I mean. Sorry, is that still a sensitive subject? No, nothing's happened to me since the day I grew a whisker. I figured it'd take more time. That's strange. I turned in about a week. Yeah, me too! Hayes nods from the other couch. But I'm glad you're still here. Oh! This wouldn't be the first time Avery's slow on the uptake. Were you just standing there waiting for a chance to say something like that? Of course not. I think there's too many voices. There's too many people. All right, listen, he's like a little punk. I keep trying to make him sound like, but I think it's Fujiyama, the little mafia dude from Danganronpa V5. That's the feel he gives me. I don't know, but of course not. Yeah, sure. We'll go with that one. He totally was. They're right though. Playing with that book made me totally forget about the curse. Oh, it's almost like you're learning magic. Why haven't I seen any changes since then? Well, I'm gonna go do some laundry. Landry, let me know whatever you find out. I'm betting you'll be a silver tabby or something pretty like that. I hope the type of cat I become is still a person. Reese rolls his eyes and flops down in the long row of seats to the side of the cafe. He settles in with a spiral-bound sketchbook. Finley picks up a large bag and trundles towards the stairs. Is there a laundry machine up there? Yeah, in Graves' apartment. He lets us do the laundry there for free. Wait, Graves lives here? Yeah, duh. The 3rd floor is his apartment. Shouldn't we see him like all the time? He's basically a ghost as is. He's usually out until really late at night and leaves pretty early in the morning. I don't think he sleeps. I bet he sleeps in a fancy coffin. I just mean he's really busy. He takes care of all the administrative stuff for the cafe after all. Well, I better get to work. That ramp isn't going to build itself after all. Landry gives me a little wave and then disappears into the back. He's back a few minutes later with hands full of lumber and a roll of carpet. So that's why all that stuff was in the basement. Sorry, might get a bit noisy in here. Well, that's no problem with me. I suppose, if you must. Landry and Reese go back to work. A few minutes later, I hear Finley. I peek up at the balcony. She's fiddling with a laptop or something. Everybody seems to be keeping themselves busy. Maybe I should help one of them. But on the other hand, I'm not getting paid for it, so... Okay, we're gonna go see what Reese is doing. Even though I can't get his voice straight in my head, he's still who we're trying to date this time. That looks like a sketchbook. I've never seen Reese draw before. Come to think of it, I haven't seen him do anything for entertainment before. I wonder if he's good. Only one way to find out. What you got there? Oh, I got my flirt face on. Look at that. What you doing over there, huh? Yo, don't startle me like that. Sorry, but what are you working on? Well, since you asked nicely, I suppose I can show you. Prepare yourself for greatness. He holds up the sketchbook as if he's presenting the new king. Cool book. Look at the sketches, idiot. Whoa, are these fashion sketches? Are you a designer? Not yet, but someday I'll have a label bigger than my dad's. If you play your cards right, I might give you early access to my first collection. So, you want to follow... Oh, no, that's... So, you want to follow in Dad's footsteps, huh? If you want to be so simple about it, sure. Before all that, I'd like to design a new uniform for this cafe before Graves gets it in his head to try again. So that's what you meant by early access to your first collection, huh? You'll thank me for it once they're done. So, do you have any sketches of what you had in mind? Actually, I do. Here. Well, these are really cool. I had no idea. Show me. There's a lot you don't know about me. Ooh, you're so full of mysterious mysteries. Flirt, flirt, flirt. Will you share your dark and tortured past with me someday, too? Quit it. Seriously, I wouldn't mind wearing this at all. Hey, can you design something for me? What, right now? Yeah, I want to see the artist in action. It's not that quick of a process. How about you draw something for me instead? Show me what you got. You better gird your loins then, because this is going to be something else. Consider them girded. He hands me the sketchbook, flipped to a fresh, clean page that has no idea what I'm about to do to it. All right, let's show this bratty kid what's up. All right, there. I hand the sketchbook back to him, drawing face down. You may uncover my masterpiece whenever you're ready. He flips the sketchbook over. I can tell he's impressed by how speechless he is. I somehow actually expected you to draw a fashion sketch. Silly me. What? It's a cat. I'm really good at drawing cats. Sure, but I thought it was a pig. Well, I'm sorry you aren't sophisticated enough to get it. There's nothing to get about a cat drawing. If you like, I can give you some lessons. Nope. I don't want you touching my sketchbook again. You're lost, nerd. What? Oh, blush. I'm not a nerd. Wow, he really is pretty easy to mess with, isn't he? I guess that's why Finley does it all the time. Fargo, are you playing with Ginsburg under the door? Is she in there? Oh, well then it's just Fargo crying. It's just Fargo crying. Ooh, Fargo's crying. We all get caught up doing our own thing when I hear footsteps approach from the kitchen. Why, if it isn't the big boss himself. Whoop, it's Graves.
My wonderful cat herders, I see you've been keeping the place well while I've been gone.
He looks us over, but his gaze stops on me for just a second. He has a weird glimmer in his eye that I can't really place. You. Hey, meow. Come over here. Come be on my lap. No? Yeah? Yeah, come here. It's all for you, baby, Fargo. My lap is all for you. I'm on to you, buddy. I know you have something to do with that book. It can't have just been there because you're a collector or something. Heck, it has our names in it. I don't really understand those pages, since the bookmark doesn't work on them, but still, it must be something fishy.
Landry, excellent work on the cat's equipment as always.
But I'm not done yet.
Have you ever given me reason to doubt?
Does the cover say Death Note? Nope, it's just cats on it. Oh.
Have you ever given me any reason to doubt? I know you'll do a stellar job. We can talk about future designs soon.
Sure thing, boss.
Reese, I see you've been keeping your protege in line. Keep up the good work.
Of course. Nothing gets past me.
The eyes and talon of an eagle.
Protege? Are they talking about me?
Hayes, my sweet Hayes. Can I trouble you for some of your exquisite coffee?
I'd be happy to.
You are a treasure, as always.
Cat note. Ooh. Ooh, it is kind of like cat note. Whose ever name gets written in it gets turned into a cat. People are clamoring to get their names added to cat note. Please write my name in the cat note.
I hope you've been keeping well.
Keeping well, that's not... I don't like that turn of phrase, Graves. I totally believe that's how you say it, but I don't like that turn of phrase. Oh, well.
Finley.
Finley peeks her heads over the... Her heads? What? Finley peeks her head over the upstairs balcony to shout down. Yeah. Come on, just come downstairs. Present!
Your videos are keeping me busy. We hit a whole new attendance record the other day. And 6 adoptions in 2 days. The home inspections never end.
I'm sorry you have such a precious, adorable girl here making your business work.
You are my internet lifeline. I have no head for such things.
I bet he's been lost ever since telegrams went out of style.
And Avery.
Oh, he's real close now. He could be closer. I don't think I like it. He puts his hand on my shoulder and levels his gaze down to mine. That blue eye is so chilling. It really is a telltale heart situation. I don't know about that.
I'm on to you, Avery.
What?
You're the fastest learner we've had here yet. I forget you're still new.
I feel like he's not just talking about the cafe work. Well, I've been doing a lot of studying.
So you have.
He lets go of my shoulder and turns away to the rest of the employees. He definitely wasn't talking about the cafe. He definitely knows something about that book. I'd ask him more, but maybe it's not a good idea in front of everybody else. I'll chase him down later when he's leaving or something. I have to get more information.
Where's Mason? I wanted to see her today, too.
She hasn't been showing up as much on days off lately. Maybe she's found a comfy gig at an old cat lady's or something.
Haven't been to your place in ages, though.
Ah! When did you get here? You startled me.
Mason, I'm so glad you're here. It wouldn't be the same if you didn't join us. As much as I adore your cooking, today I'd rather give you respite.
You think I'm going to cook on my day off?
Of course not. That is why I will take the pleasure of providing you, my dear employees, with dinner today. But first, an announcement.
He slips back into the kitchen for a moment. When he returns, he's holding a garment bag. No.
You haven't even let me make the announcement.
I know what this is. Absolutely not.
For my more cooperative employees, then.
With a surely practiced flourish, Graves unzips the garment bag and lets it fall to the floor. Oh no. No. Is that somehow both plaid and checked flannel? I didn't know you could make a suit out of that type of material. There's this sort of an appalled silence from everybody. Reese looks personally offended. Mason just straight up leaves.
No appreciation for your new uniforms. And to think I had it made in your size, Avery.
Try it on, Avery! She's still shouting down from the balcony. I can't blame her. I wouldn't want to get any closer to that suit either. I'd rather wear a potato sack.
And I went through such trouble to have it made.
Check with us the next time before you waste your time.
'Tis easier to beg forgiveness than ask permission, as they say.
See? You knew we wouldn't agree to it.
Well, I'll leave this here in case you all come to reason. Take some time to admire it. I'll be off for one last errand, but trust when I return you'll all be treated to a wonderful meal. Until then, farewell.
With that, he disappears into the kitchen. I'm going to follow him just to see what happens when he leaves. I get to the kitchen in time to see him slip through the back door. I'm sure I'm going to see that black cat. I just know it. I peek out the door as he leaves. He gets further and further away from the cafe, but I don't see him change. Not even when he gets past the point where I know he's off cafe grounds. I guess the others already assumed he wasn't affected by the curse, but why? Does this prove he's the culprit? How else would he escape whatever it was that got everyone else? Although, to be fair, I can't use that as proof. After all, I also escaped the curse, and I sure as heck didn't cause it. This seems like as good a time as any to see if I can find out more about what's going on. I peek back into the main cafe. Looks like everybody's back to whatever they were doing before. The newly arrived Mason has kicked up her feet on the couch and seems to already be dozing off. Finley did say we have free access to Graves' apartment after all. I could go look and see what he's hiding up there. I'm also kind of curious about what it looks like. But then again, if he was hiding something there, wouldn't somebody have noticed by now? Maybe he keeps all his magic stuff in that creepy basement. I wonder which would be better to search. If I go into the basement, I'll run into Landry, but I forget what happens if I go up to Graves' apartment, so I'm going to go there. You know, I've always got the chance to go into that creepy basement. I should take the opportunity while Graves is gone to root around in his apartment a bit, like an illegal thing that I do. I tiptoe past Finley on the second floor. Sure, she's going to say something to me about where I'm going, but she doesn't look up from the computer. Oh, look at how extra his apartment is. Look at this giant crystal. I love it. A queen lives here. He's got little lace curtains. Wow, it's immaculate. This makes me feel embarrassed about the state of my apartment right now, but whatever. He's probably showing off because he knows people come up here a lot. It's all in black and orange. It's Halloweenville. It's well designed, too. I can make fun of the guy all I want, but I have to admit he has a sense of style. Interior decorating-wise, at least. Heck, that cat castle looks downright regal. I wonder if Landry built that one. I don't see any cats in the apartment, but it would make sense that he'd have a setup for them, right? There's probably one in here somewhere. Ah, there we go. I see a single suspicious blue eye peeking at me from inside the castle. Is that Graves? A cat peeks out. It is! Brr. It's not. Oh, hey there. Cloudy Eye belongs to a dark mass of black fur that refuses to move, even though its gaze follows me everywhere I turn. Hey, buddy, it's okay. A sleek tail thumps in annoyance against the carpeted castle wall.
I see you've met the great Countess Dracula.
Shoot, I've been caught. Be cool, Avery. Play it cool. You named your cat Countess Dracula?
Just Dracula, but she's a venerable lady now, so she deserves our respect. She's nearly 19, so I hope you've been taking care with her.
Graves leans forward and pats his hands on his legs. Slowly, Dracula pulls herself from the cat castle and hops down. She looks good for her age.
She's a tad shy with new people, but she's great. We've been through a lot together.
Graves sits on the couch and holds his hand in front of him with an almost unexpected gentleness.
Come here, you sweet old lady.
Dracula saunters a little bow-legged walk up to him and headbutts his palm. Murr.
Hello, darling.
I can hear her purring from here. I'm taken aback at how cute they are together.
I don't think you'll find what you're looking for in here, but you're welcome to stay for a while regardless. I feel terrible that we haven't been able to chat since you started.
I wasn't looking for anything.
You're a terrible liar, you know.
Alright, so maybe I was kind of curious.
Haha. Well, I'm here now, so if you have any questions.
How do you ask someone if they're a witch, anyway? Hey, are you a witch? Seems a bit... I don't know about that. I know there's something weird about this cafe.
Well, I'd be insulted if you said anything less about a cafe that I designed. I prefer weird.
What do you know about this curse business? His eyes flicker for a moment, cold and fiery, before he turns them back towards Dracula.
We are all cursed in our own ways, Avery. There are some instances where you must be your own savior.
I will, if you won't help me.
You're a strong one. I like that.
Hell or high water, I'm gonna stick it to Graves and get this dumb curse lifted for everybody. How about that? I don't know why we're so, antagonistic towards Graves. I don't remember this from the first time I played through this, but that was 10 years ago.
Well, I'd best be headed back out. I need to make a few rounds before I pick up dinner. You'll join us, won't you?
Like I'm gonna pass up a free dinner.
Haha, of course.
He stands up from the couch and lightly ruffles my hair as he passes me.
You're a sharp one, Avery. I'm glad you've joined my employ.
Well, you're keeping me busy, that's for sure. But he's already gone. How the heck did he leave so quickly? I better get back downstairs. The others might be wondering if I fell asleep or something. I drift from person to person, helping everybody with what they're doing for a while, but eventually the urge takes over. I just want to play with cats. I just wanna. Shunsuke gets all excited when I bust out the bell toy. Guess I'd be excited too. Al gets messed up on the catnip toy. Now is swatting at his own tail, but I think the tail might be winning. Valentine is rolling around, kicking at nothing in the air. Seems to be having plenty of fun without me. Marina chases the feather on a string all the way to the platform. Wish I had that much energy. And then they start taking naps. And that seems... Z's.
Will someone please exhume Avery from that pile in the corner?
Ah! I jump up with a start. When did I fall asleep? Good morning, sleepyhead! Why is there a garland on my head? Not shown. In fact, I seem to be covered in cat toys. What the heck? Well, we tried to wake you up. With catnip? What is all this?
Finley.
What? I just put a mouse there to see if you'd wake up. And then you didn't, so I put another. And another. And another. I got some really cute pictures out of it. Oh my God, don't put those on the blog. Why would I ever do that? I fling a catnip mouse at Finley as hard as I can. It ricochets off her head. Donk. Ow! Hey. Okay. They won't go on the blog. Good. Today.
No.
Finley, be nice.
All of you, stop distracting from the matter at hand. Dinner has arrived.
I thought you were going to actually make dinner, not just order takeout. We usually order takeout on off days. It's nice to get a change of pace and try some of the other restaurants around here. And there are fewer dishes to wash.
The cuisine du jour is brought to us by the Thai restaurant downtown you all so enjoy. Avery, I believe you will be experiencing their splendor for the first time tonight.
What did you get? You didn't ask me what I wanted from the menu. I did, actually. You mumbled something about pad thai and then rolled over on top of a bunch of cat toys. Well, I mean, that's what I would have wanted anyway, so... I look over to the tables, and it looks like they've pulled them all together into one long row again. Takeout boxes pile up in the center table, and all of the places have already been set.
Bon appetit, my dear employees.
And the pack descends on the takeout boxes. After some sorting, we're all settled with our respective food, and we sit down for dinner. I'm going to take some tea. Trying to keep my voice up and going, you know? Graves takes the seat at the head of the table. Well, he claims it in name, but he's hardly sitting at all. When he's not flitting between us and offering us drinks, he's standing behind his chair and telling a story in as grand a Graves gesture as you can imagine.
When I was in college, none of you would have recognized me.
What, did you take a break from your goth phase? Did you go grunge for a while?
I would never break style. No, in fact, if anything, I suppose you could say I was more goth then. I had long black hair and I wore such elaborate makeup.
Tea time. If anything, that sounds more on brand than you are right now. Why stop?
You can't imagine how much time that took from my day. I have a business to run now, after all.
Dad showed me a photo once. The one with you and your bandmate.
Who?
The guy with the mohawk? I don't know how he got such a huge hawk.
Ah, yes. It was pure witchcraft, that hair.
He's doing it on purpose, isn't he? With the witch jokes? Wait. You were in a band? Are you really surprised by that, Landry? Come on. Everybody was in a band in the 90s.
I don't recall that stereotype, but yes. I was, in fact, in a band.
I bet it was called, like, Masters of the Night or something like that.
No, Avery, it was not.
Which witch jokes? He could have gotten them all sandwiches. He got them Thai food instead.
I'd thank you to give me more credit than that.
Nah, more like Nightly Nightshade.
Or Dark Carousel. No.
Or Sorrows of Blood.
Et tu, Hayes? You are all so cruel.
You'll have to tell us the real name or they'll keep going.
I refuse to further enable this slander.
It was Spider Coven with an X.
Reese!
What? How do you spell spider with an X? Goth willpower. You're kidding me. They had a song that was called something like Rose Baptism. I only remember the parts that weren't in French, but...
No.
Ahem, it went something like...
No, this is traitorous. My own pupil betrays me.
Ahem, trapped within my own mind. Something in French. My will dissolves to blood. The soul's red rind. Life is but a march toward death. Right, Graves? Graves isn't listening to us anymore. He's pacing around and mumbling in agony. How do you know all of this, Reese? Graves and my dad went to college together. He went to their shows.
You met your mother at one of them, if I recall. You have me to thank for your very existence, my boy.
Don't put it like that. Everybody's laughing and having a good time. Even Graves is being a good sport. This is nice. I wonder how long they've been working together. They're all like a big family. Graves is a lot more charming than I thought. He knows how to work a crowd, at least. I'm starting to get it. I guess this is why nobody's all that mad at Graves, even though they're going through all this weird nonsense. He's kind of like everybody's weird but benevolent uncle. We all chat over dinner and then coffee, and before I know it, the sun is totally gone. How long have we been doing this? Shoot, I better get home and feed Mochi before he throws a fit. He gets real passive-aggressive when he's fed late.
It is quite late. I'll take care of all the dishes and sundries, so please relax and prepare yourselves to face the day tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess we better all get going, huh?
Later.
Mason's already headed out the back. She barely even turns her head when she waves goodbye. All right, everybody, see you tomorrow. Boy, it got late. The streetlights are on, but I still sort of hate walking the back roads at night because they're kind of sparsely lit. I don't know why, but I feel a little like that's a bad idea tonight. I decide to take the other way home. It's a bit longer, but the store lights are brighter once I get through this alley. Besides, it's pretty nice out. There's a lot of rusty junk on this street. Did someone just dump their crappy old bike here? Rude. How long has this been here? It looks like it's been around for years, but I don't remember seeing a messed up bike like that yesterday. I should be more observant. Graves should complain about it to somebody. It doesn't make the walk to the cafe look that good to customers. I mean, there's also like dumpsters and stuff on that street, so I can't shake this creeping feeling clawing up my spine. This is a quiet neighborhood. I've never felt this something. Something feels different, off, eerie. I haven't been getting much sleep lately. I could be imagining it. I don't know. All I know is I want to be home. There's one other person on this street. Doesn't look like he's going anywhere. What is he doing? This is a weird place to loiter. Is he lost? I should offer him directions. As I get closer... He whips his head and stares me down with an intense gravity, threatening to root me in place and allow the chill in my spine to sink in its claws. I sever eye contact and hurry on my way. Never mind, I shouldn't talk to him at all. Maybe I should have crossed the street to avoid this, because I seem to have his attention now. Out of the corner of my eye when I pass, I see his head move to follow me. I walk faster. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating, making things up, but I'm not about to stay and find out what his deal is. Yikes. I feel like he's still watching me, but I'm not going to look back to find out. I walk even faster. Yikes. Maybe I'm making a mountain out of a molehill here, but that was creepy. I'm going to stick to the back streets after all. I better go take care of Mochi before he jumps through the window and attacks me for food. I head upstairs, and the rest of the night is pretty quiet. No more weirdos on the street, just the four-legged weirdo that lives in my apartment. But it turns out, if I'd stuck around, I would have seen the man continue on his way. I would have seen him take the back alley all the way to the cafe. I would have seen him stare in the window of the cafe for a long time, and then up to the third floor. I would have seen him leave a rusty handprint on the shutters of the building across the street. Time for a bit of tea. Graves pops in and out of the cafe like a stray cat over the next couple of weeks, never staying for long. I still don't know what he's doing when he's gone. The days come and go, and we settle into a routine. Everybody shows up and does their thing. I'm getting better at my job, and I'm getting better at some other stuff, too. Hey, Mochi, check it out! Mochi opens one eye and thumps his tail once against the side of the couch. I'm almost totally sure he understands me now, somehow. When I talk to him, it's not like I'm talking to a sentient pillow anymore. He actually acknowledges what I say and responds. And it's not that weird to talk to your pets anyway, right? Definitely, Avery. I talk to mine all the time. I mean, it's not like he's literally talking back to me. That would be weird. I set 2 cola cans next to each other, and then take a step back. Are you watching? You better be watching. Meh. Okay, here we go. I concentrate, and the Coke cans flutter apart into long ribbons like potato peels. They collapse on each other and form a jumbled mess of aluminum. There's some soft crunching while the ball of soda can wobbles around a bit. Shapes begin to emerge from the ball of aluminum ribbons. Arms, legs, ears. Then, before you know it, ta-da! A soda can sculpture of a cat. It's you! Mochi makes a little huffing noise, then closes his eyes. I set the cat sculpture aside with all of the others. What, you don't think it looks like you? You're the worst audience. I'm gonna go show this to the guys at the cafe. They'll appreciate it. I think I feel comfortable enough with my magic, I guess I might as well call it, to bring it up to everybody. I can demonstrate it now, after all, so it's not like they have reason to not believe me. The real problem now is figuring out how the heck to bring it up. I'm going to mull that one over a bit, but I suppose a day or 2 more of planning won't hurt. I should start getting ready for work. I had a couple days off, but I've still been going in to hang out with everybody almost every day. What can I say? I really like everybody there. Some more than others. Okay, one especially more than others, but whatever. Alright, hopefully we did all of the right answers to get Reese to be my sweetie. Alright, but again, first things first, we'll worry about the cat situation, then I'll worry about the cute coworker situation. I grab my keys, smoosh my face into Mochi's to say goodbye, he hates it, and then head on my way. Mrr. Mrr. Mrr, back to you. Oh, there's that shitty bike. I haven't seen any trace of that creepy guy since I saw him a while back, so I've started trying that other route to and from work when I need a change of scenery. It's not a great change, to be honest. There's still a lot of rusty junk lining the road, and it feels like I see more every time I come down this way. It's so deliberately placed that there's no way it isn't on purpose. There's a stack of old car parts that almost looks like a tower if you look at it the right way. It's almost artful. Today, though, there's a different addition to the walkway. Graves? He's right there, very much human, standing over the rusty, decrepit bike. He's so lost in thought, I wonder if he even notices I'm here. Graves? What's up?
Hello. Oh, Avery. Just assessing the litter around the cafe.
Yeah, it looks like someone's been using this walkway as a trash dump.
So they have.
Do you think it's one of the shop owners around here?
I know the culprit. The true matter is to properly deal with its disposal.
That's not our job. If you know who it is, make them do it.
Regretfully, I do not believe we can stop him.
He looks so serious. I mean, I can't blame him. This is an eyesore and it's probably hurting business. What a jerk. Who is it?
No one you know. Don't worry about it.
Well, I guess if he's not going to stop, we should just start cleaning it up. I'll help carry some of it. I roll up my hoodie sleeves and reach out to grab the rusty bike handle. Graves' hand? His fingers coil tightly around my wrist, so quickly I didn't even see him move.
Don't touch it.
His eyes hold an intense, stern glow as his stare bores into me. For just a moment, I feel that chill crawl up my spine again. Oh, look at his mad face. Mad, bro? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Forgive me. It's too dangerous to do this without the correct procedure. You haven't learned enough yet.
This is a lot more complicated than just picking up trash, huh?
Please, don't worry about it.
I can't help wondering if this is related to some other weird things I've seen around here, you know?
I'd rather you just focus on the cafe and leave this to me. Please don't worry about it.
You're so opaque. I seriously don't get you at all.
I've been hearing that since before I could speak. I'm used to it by now.
I wish you would just tell me straight up what's going on.
Consider it a management problem. How's the job treating you? You do enjoy it here, yes?
Well, maybe if I had a boss that told the truth, it'd be easier.
No need to be contentious. I'm doing the best that I can. I truly am sorry for the mess, Avery.
I'm not the one you should be apologizing to. Talk to the rest of the staff about that.
Best case scenario, this will be dealt with soon and we can all forget about it.
And if the best case doesn't happen?
Then we'll have a new bridge to cross. Well, you'd best head in. Wouldn't want to be late after all.
You gonna write me up or something if I am?
I don't think I'd need to after Finley got through with you for making her open by herself.
Shoot, you're right. Well, later.
Till then.
There isn't much time until we open, so I hurry off to the cafe. Cafe? Avery, there you are! I was starting to get worried. Sorry. I got sidetracked on the way here. I ran into Graves. I guess talking to the boss counts as work. No, it doesn't. Graves couldn't keep hold of a topic if it was stapled to his hand. That's hilarious. I like that. We hurriedly get to work, finishing pre-open setup. Though it doesn't really matter because it's a slow morning. The first person to come through the front door isn't even a customer. It's Graves. Fancy meeting you here. You want some coffee, the usual?
Not right now, thank you. Please pay me no mind. I'll be in and out today. Maintenance work.
Finally. The sink in the kitchen has been backed up something fierce lately.
Not that kind of maintenance, my friend. Security improvements.
He blows through the building and disappears through the back door as quickly as he arrived. Reese watches him go and takes a few wavering steps towards the door before deciding against it. I guess even Reese can't outboss the boss. Security improvements, huh? What the heck is that supposed to mean? That was weird. Well, back to work, huh? Yeah. It's hard to focus on work when I can see Graves pacing back and forth in front of the big glass storefront. Luckily, it's a slow day, so I can excuse myself every so often and peek in on him. I think I just saw him bury something under a loose tile. At one point, I dip my head out to see what he's doing, and he's just standing there, staring at the wall, tracing a picture on it with his finger. I'm sure he's just doing it to look busy, but then I catch a glimpse of something like light reflecting off of a piece of metal on the wall itself. It flashes for a moment, and then it's gone. Maybe I'm seeing things. Maybe he's doing something to the building, something arcane, I guess. But even if he is, why? Why is he suddenly so concerned with security? Is he setting like a magic anti-theft alarm or something? Or is it something more sinister? I can't help but think of his weird behavior this morning and his focus on the rust piles. Something must be coming. Something as serious as the cat curse. If he's just gonna leave us in the dark, I've gotta do something. It's time I finally talk to someone about magic, the book, the curse, everything. Dang! So, if you fail to get the person you're really going for, you get Finley, because she's just the nicest. I don't mind Finley at all. She's great. It'll be fun. But I was aiming for Reese. I'll have to look up what we're supposed to do to get Reese the whole time, because... well, for now, we'll get Finley. Sup, Avery? After work, can I talk to you about something? It's really important. It'll only take a minute. Oh, sure. Why does she seem surprised by that? Her cheeks look pink. I guess from surprise? I hope I didn't worry her. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. It's something I've been thinking about for a while, and... Why don't you just tell me now, sweetie? She places her hand on my shoulder and gives it a squeeze. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. It's about the curse. It'll take a while to explain, but I think I figured some of it out. Oh, wow. Okay, sure. That curse, of course. Yeah, is that okay? Yeah. I'll clean up and then we can meet in the basement. Thanks a lot. I'm dying to tell Finley more about this right now, but it's better to wait. I don't want to be interrupted. It's important to me that she hears it first. With all the jelly donut stuff, I think she deserves to know what's going on. Besides, I kind of feel more comfortable talking to her than anybody else. I hope she doesn't get upset. I've never seen her lose her temper, but I don't think I could bear having Finley mad at me. But she did just seem a bit disappointed just now. Must be my imagination. Yeah, I'm imagining things. I better just get back to work. The rest of the day feels like a week, but we get there eventually. I notice Finley sneaking peeks at me the whole time. Judging by the looks from everybody else, they notice too. The creepy basement seems like the best place to do this without the others snooping. I mean, not that I don't want them to know sooner or later, but you know. I still don't really like this place. It's chilly on top of everything else. Avery? You down here? My heart jumps. Oh, yeah. And then there she is, right in front of me, standing really, really close. I'm staring back into Finley's expectant gaze. This is a little daunting. Okay, there isn't a way to say this without it sounding weird. So, I've been studying magic. And listen, you can't get put off by that when you've accepted the curse as a basic thing. But I found a magic book down here and I started reading it, and I've been learning a lot. But I can show you. I can do, Finley, can you grab me a soda can, an empty one? Oh, yeah, sure. She slips back upstairs and a few minutes pass. And then a few more. Catch! Clunk. Or whatever word you just used to describe the sound of an empty soda can. Okay, just a second. I'm going to drink some tea again. Clunk. Or whatever word you'd use to describe the sound of an empty soda can. To describe the sound an empty soda can makes when it's thrown down a flight of stairs. Okay, we got through it. We deserve more tea now. We're going to have some more tea. Pour it. There we go. Alright. Drippy, drippy, drip it everywhere. You were supposed to catch it. You have to give me more of a reaction time. I don't think it would have made a difference. Sorry, that took a while. I couldn't find an empty can, so I took one and chugged it. I brought you one, too. She hands me a full can of cold cola. Oh, thanks. I can do it with one, though. All right, here we go. I focus all my attention on the can. It's just like I practiced. I've never had a non-cat audience for my magic before. Maybe I should ask Finley to transform. The can wobbles. It pitches to the side and unpeels like an orange skin. Holy crap! I can't keep my focus. The can peel flops to the ground and scrapes the cement. You were doing that? Yeah, but I messed up. Gotta try again. Okay, I'll be quiet this time. I unfocus my eyes again and get back to work. Spikes, petals, twirls come out of the aluminum. I lean down and pick up the soda can rosette that I've made. Ta-da! You're a wizard, Avery! I hand it to Finley. She considers it appreciatively, then clips the flower to her shirt. I think the correct term is witch. At least according to the book it is. Sounds like witches are everywhere if you look hard enough. It was definitely one who cursed you guys. If witches are real, Graves is doing a real bad job throwing people off his trail. She gestures to the standee looming behind her. A witch on a broomstick? Really, Graves? I don't see it. Does he think he's hiding in plain sight? So do you really think he's the one that put the curse on us? I did it first, but now I don't know. He could be a bystander. Either way, he isn't going to help us, so we have to do it ourselves. So are you going to teach me how to do that? I'll do my best. But we shouldn't do it here. Graves might catch us. I don't want to risk it if he's actually the one behind this. Oh, your place or mine? I have the book at my place, so want to come over? Wow, you're so forward. What? No, that's not what I meant. I'm just teasing you, you dumbo. Can we order dinner? Yeah, I know this great place, Pizza Lloyd's. Have you tried it? You and pizza, you're such a stereotypical nerd. I'm not a nerd. Uh-huh. I'm not. Yep. Come on, let's go. She takes my hand and leads me upstairs. We hold hands until we reach the property perimeter. All right, don't look. I step forward and keep my eyes facing ahead the whole time. A moment later, a calico cat sits next to me. She looks up like she's expecting something. It'll be a lot faster if you carry me, you know? My legs are kind of stumpy. Oh, you're right. I haven't actually, held any of the coworker cats. Felt like a big invasion of privacy, like that's the kind of thing you only do after you get to know someone, right? But hey, she asked. I scoop her up in my arms. It feels, it doesn't feel different than holding any other cat, to be honest. I feel like royalty right now. Onward, my foot soldier. Yes, Highness. Once we arrive, I set Finley on my favorite spot on the couch. Welcome to my humble abode. This is... Well, okay, I'll be real. It isn't any messier than my place. Oh, thank goodness. I was worried about you judging me. You could use some more exciting decor. The flowers feel, not you at all. It's my aunt's. I'm house-sitting for her while she's abroad. That's sweet of her to let you crash. I hope she won't mind a cat. Nah, I came here with one. You should meet him. Mochi, we have a visitor. Mochi keeps low and slow, his ears back and tail waving. Ooh, he doesn't like this at all, does he? He waddles his way over to the couch and saunters directly in her face. Hey, buddy. Murr. Mochi sniffs her nose, then jumps in what I assume is the cat version of surprise. He backs off, tail thumping wildly, and stares through tiny pupils. Meh. I think you can tell you're not a real cat. Yeah, real cats can tell. They get used to it pretty quickly. I'll sit between them in case Mochi tries something stupid. If you want to take photos of me and Mochi, I'll put it on the blog tomorrow. What, really? Yeah, we'll make him famous. You ready to be a superstar, Mochi? Ready to have your name up in memes? You're never ready to be a meme, trust me. Come on, Mochi. You can get internet famous and I'll sell shirts with your face on them. I scoot off the couch and pull my phone out of my pocket. Finley leans closer to Mochi, who regards her with suspicion. Stay still and look at the camera, sweetheart. For me? Surprisingly, he does, though he isn't happy about it. I snap a couple shots of jelly donut leaning on grumpy old Mochi. The internet will be all about these. Great! Send them to me? I'll give you my number. Oh, sure. She recites her number. I say, nope, she doesn't. The narrator doesn't sound that way. She recites her number. I save it to my phone and send the pictures. You don't have it with you, right? I don't know where you'd keep it. It's at the cafe today, but sometimes I do. It just kind of disappears like all my other stuff. I don't get messages until I turn back. It's magically back in my pocket with all my notifications. Man, magic is weird. Oh, I just had it closed partially because the fan was loud. Yeah, I got a questioning look from the robot because stuff is not in the same place that it always is. Because we were both like, why is this moved? Why is this closed? Why is this different? Speaking of, I think you got some teaching to do. Oh yeah, let me order food and we can get started. Cats can eat pizza, right? I'm not a cat. I just play one on the internet. Oh, yeah, okay. 1 sec. I order the pizza. While we wait for it, Finley picks through my game collection. Oh, I love this one. I played it in high school. She nudges the jewel case off of the TV stand. It clatters to the floor, face down. Oops! I forgot I don't have opposable thumbs. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. It came out my freshman year, and I've replayed it like once a year since then. You should bring the system to the cat cafe sometime. We could have a tournament. Is there even a TV there? Graves has one. We could set it up there. That sounds fun. Does anybody else at the cafe even play games? They're just foot soldiers. Mere fodder before we clash in battle. Haha, ruthless. We chat until the pizza arrives. You're gonna love this. I set a plate, one of the nice floral ones, for Finley. I grab mine directly from the box. Bon appetit. Oh, do you have any hot sauce? There might be some. I root around in the fridge. There's a whole bunch of probably expired stuff, but Tabasco's still good at least. Here we go. Ah, great. Can you put some on the pizza for me? Opposable thumbs, you know. You got it. Tell me when to stop. I shake the bottle over the slice once, twice, then pause. That's enough, right? Ah, come on, more than that. Okay. Shake, 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 shake. Wow, still? Finley must have taste buds of steel. Ah, that's good, thanks. Watching a cat try to eat pizza is, well, it's not pretty. I can tell she's trying, but the way she lunges for bites, all hunched over the slice, it's not the most graceful thing I've ever seen. Oh my God, don't look. This is embarrassing. Sorry. I take my slice to the kitchen. Mochi's eating in here. That's way worse. At least Finley understands the concept of manners. The way Mochi mashes his face into the kibble is just plain grotesque. I should make myself useful. I walk back to the living room and pick up the grimoire before I flop onto the couch. Okay, so I'll go over the basics while we eat. That way we can try some things out. It says there are basic things that every witch learns, usually stuff with borders and turf, blah blah, I haven't looked at that part much. But the real power of the magic comes from a source that's unique to everybody. So we have to find out what moves you to magic if we want to get started. What was yours? It's kind of hard to explain. I'm not really sure I understand it, but I can sort of feel it in my gut, you know? I had all this stuff lying around, so I just started to play with it, and here we are. So you based your magic on trash? Well, when you put it like that... No, I think it's cute. I think that's really resourceful. Want me to show you how to do it? No, that's okay, thanks. I'll think of my own. We sit for a while and read the book together. I show her how the cipher works, but it's still up to me to move it along the page. Opposable thumbs. There's basic stuff we can go over together. Things like protection spells, hexes, you know, witch stuff. Okay, let me try this one. It sounds basic. Finley places her paw on my arm. Her little nose scrunches up in concentration. Just seconds later, I feel a fizzy sensation in my sinuses. Ah, soda bubbles? Ah! That's the worst. Who would even come up with that? Somebody who's real bad at coming up with revenge plots? We trade stupid tricks back and forth, giggles growing on each other, until we're both doubled over and laughing. blah, 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 blah. Mochi's huddled on his bed, paws over his ears, and his eyes squished shut. I see you trying to ignore us. He testily thumps his tail as Finley and I read and joke late into the night. Lighten up, buddy. There's a paw on my shoulder, gently batting at me. I feel the little bean toes touch my face. I grumble, but the noise does nothing to deter the offender. No, Mochi, no. I roll over to face the back of the couch to shut out the insistent pawing. The couch? I slept on the couch? Oh, yikes, I'm still in my clothes from yesterday. That means... Avery, it's me. Oh, crap, did I leave you stranded? Oh, I was sleeping right there, kiddo. You were out like a light. Uh-oh. Did we sleep like spooning or something? Does it count like this? I wrestled Mochi for the arm of the sofa. That's a comfy spot. Oh. Anyway, can I use your computer? I want to check my comments. Sure. How are you going to use it? Can you type like that? Watch me. I scoot the laptop towards her and hope I didn't leave the tabs open to something stupid. I guess not, because she doesn't react. Oh, you've got one of those new ones where the keys aren't raised up. That makes it so much harder to type. She paws at the trackpad and slowly but surely opens the browser. She looks like she's scratching at it. You do this often? Yeah, I prefer to do it from work for obvious reasons, but I check my comments from home sometimes too. Graves gave me one of those old clunky keyboards. Makes it easier to type, you know? Does Graves, go to your house? Sometimes. He does that for all of us. I gave him a key a while back so he can keep the place from falling apart. He stops by from time to time. Oh, is that what he's doing during the day? Probably. He doesn't swing by when I'm home, at least. Maybe I should ask him to give you the key. I'd rather you stop by. Of course, it would be more fun to have you over when we're both people. Whoa, I can feel my ears getting hot. I must be bright red right now. Oh, yeah, A cat just made innuendo at me. Her tail lazily flicks back and forth to go with that lazy smile. You're so cute, you big nerd. She goes back to checking her mail. I leave to get changed. When I come back, she's sitting stock still, intently studying something on the screen. The fur between her shoulders is raised. Is everything okay? Huh? Yeah, fine, it's fine. You seem upset. Something happened? Just a troll. Nothing to worry about. You get trolls? Anybody who's even mildly famous on the internet has to deal with idiots and creepers. You post cat videos. What's there to troll about? You don't know the half of it, you sweet child. Here, let me share some. A lot of these are too mean to read, but let's see. Here's a heated debate about politics. Here's one about how ugly calicos are, but insists certain women are uglier. All from a video where Jelly Donuts balances 3 donuts. Here's one on my nail art tutorials. Lol, I hate that females try to man certain faces. That's to try to look sexy, but it doesn't work at all. Okay. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Yikes. I don't let it get me down. Most of them aren't like that at all. They're usual. Her eyes narrow to paper-cut slits. What? Nothing? That doesn't look like a nothing. It's fine. She scrabbles furiously at the touchpad, but not fast enough to keep me from seeing. In the moment before she hits delete, I see, I'm coming to see you. What was that? Who is that? I don't know, some internet weirdo. It's fine, don't worry about it. Easier said than done. It's okay, Avery. Nobody ever does anything, they're just full of hot air. Sexist, racist, homophobic, transphobic, hot air. I don't really feel comforted by that. Let's talk about something else, okay? We're gonna be late for work if we just sit here and debate trolls. She's right, it's getting late. What a scandal, we walk in together, me in your arms. I'm putting you down before we cross the threshold. Can't carry me as a human? You've got those scrawny little noodle arms, I guess not. These are not noodle arms. I bet if you arm wrestled Mason, she'd rip your hand clean off. Okay, but is there anybody at the cafe she can't beat? Well, Landry maybe. Nah, I don't think he'd win. Let's get them to face off. We'll take bets. I like like it. Sip, sip, sip. After some scrambling, we head out to the cafe together. It's a nice, crisp morning. We don't talk much on the way, in case bystanders overhear, but it's a comfortable silence. Jelly Donut isn't making an appearance today. It should be an uneventful shift. So why is someone standing at the entrance waiting for us to open? He's skeeving me out. Oh, he's a flame. He's a troll flame. Is he the one I ran into the other night? The one that stared daggers through me? No, he's too short. Who is he? Why does he make me feel so uncomfortable? I've still got that creepy comment on the mind. It must be coloring my perception. It's probably nothing. Hey, let's go around the back. Good idea. We sneak around the corner, but not without being chased by a cold stare. I set Finley down once he's out of sight. She steps over the threshold. I get a bad vibe from that guy. I hope he isn't coming in. Yeah, I know what you mean. Some people just exude creep from their pores. He's dripping it all over the place. That's gross, but yes. We sneak in through the kitchen. Mason watches us with an expression I've never seen before. Well, on her at least. Awful late, Finley. Yeah, sorry. You stayed with Avery? How'd you know? Not hard to tell. Don't tell anybody, okay? Why would I? That's my girl. Finley slaps Mason on the back and heads onto the floor. I nod to Mason awkwardly before I traipse after Finley. Mason nods back, and I swear she's holding back a grin or something. Hey, yeah? You sure about going out there with that guy? What guy? The one hanging around outside. What if he's that internet weirdo? Let me take your shift. You can take it easy. Nice of you to offer, but I'll be fine. If I let some commenter get me down, I might as well give up. There's always going to be creepers. Anyway, how do we even know he is? Maybe you're jumping to conclusions. I'd rather you be safe, honestly. Look, if things get weird, I'll go upstairs, okay? I guess. Don't worry so much. She presses her finger on my nose. Boop. Come on, let's finish prep. I can't help but sneak anxious looks out the window. I don't see the creeper anymore, so maybe it was a coincidence? He might have been some dumb kid loitering. Maybe the commotion scared him off. When we open, a few people pile in, but he's not among them. Finley doesn't seem to notice. I should calm down. I distract myself by playing with some of the cats for a while. It's good to see Ramona and Junta getting along. After about an hour or so, just enough time for us to get into routine, I see him. The creeper, creeping about, creepy as possible, slinks in behind another customer. He sits at the table near the window, hood drawn up, studying the menu like there's going to be a quiz. Hey, Finley. I bump into her on the way back from the kitchen. That guy is here. I'll take care of his table, so take a break, okay? You're such a peach, Avery, thanks. She pauses like she's considering something, but shrugs it off and escapes upstairs. I better go see what this guy wants. Have you decided on your order? No. I'll give you a little more time. Yeah. I return my attention to the customers that are actually here to eat something. I check on him a few more times. Each time he mumbles something about time. Why don't you just call me when you're ready? I'm waiting for someone. Oh, sorry, are they coming here? Sooner or later. Okay. Maybe he's just nervous. Maybe he's meeting someone for a date. Maybe this is just a misunderstanding. I guess I'll go tell Finley. I'm technically not leaving the floor unsupervised since Reese is down there on cat detail. But down there regardless. He can keep an eye on things. Oh, there's Finley sitting at her laptop with a cup of coffee, chatting with Hayes as he cleans the pastry counter. Hey, kiddo! Hey, I think the coast is clear if you want to come back. Sure, thanks for keeping an eye out. You're my knight in shining armor. She heads downstairs, coffee and laptop momentarily abandoned. Finley told me you're looking out for her. That's really nice of you. That's what I do. I'm a real toughie. I'll save you from weirdos if you ever need it. think I'd get weirdos? Oh, absolutely, Hayes. I guess I did more harm than good planting the notion in his head. No, it was just a hypothetical. I'm sure you're fine. Okay. No, I mean it. You're too nice for that. And Finley isn't? No, you know what I mean. Sorry. No, don't apologize. Someone's voice rises to an indignant shriek. It's coming from downstairs. You think you're hot stuff, huh? Think you can manipulate men? Oh crap. What? Did I stutter? I'm telling you to get your ugly face off, Neko. We know where you work, and if you keep using some cat to get famous, there's gonna be problems. I thunder down the stairs. A few cats hear the noise and dive into their hiding places. Everybody's staring. Finley's trapped between this guy and a wall. Is he reading off a cue card? What's going on? Is there a problem? Avery, this isn't your problem. I believe it is. Avery, it's okay. I don't have to, but I'm gonna. Look, dude, if you don't leave, you're gonna have problems. Oh, so now you're threatening me? You want to fight right here in the middle of this cafe? Is that what guys like me have to deal with? I show up to express my concern and she sticks her white knight on me. Is that what women are really like? I don't want to hear that from you. You started this. Started what? You're the one manipulating guys to get what you want, and I'm gonna stop it. His voice raises with every retort. The longer we talk back, the more he digs in his heels. I have a feeling this will only get worse. You're going to have to leave. Because I have an opinion? You can't censor me like that. Ugh, what should I do? Maybe I can intimidate him. I stare him dead in the eyes and roll up my sleeves. What, I hit a nerve? The second you hear stuff you don't like, you get violent? Typical. If you keep threatening me, maybe I'll hit more than nerves. Is this gonna be a fight? Finley's clenching her fists hard enough that her fingers are turning pale. She's gonna deck this guy. Leave Avery out of this! Get out of here! I've never heard her so angry. Her voice is low, like an angry cat's growling. Wait until I write about how you treated me. I'll make sure everyone sees it. A hand settles on his shoulder, its fingers splayed out and slowly, deliberately dig in. Get out. Oh, it's Mason, thank goodness. Who the hell are you? Security. Get out, or I make you. She gives him something I've never seen Mason give anyone. A smile. A twisted, crooked, malicious smile. Do it. Tell them about the hell beast at a cat's paw. Love to hear what they say. They can come see me too and tell me to my face. Got a special greeting for all of you. You're all horrible. Then get out. I'm going. Get your hand off of me. Mason nudges him and he rushes out of the door as if chased. You too, kitchen. Finley is silent, biting her lip, eyes smoldering. I nod and march into the back. Hayes, Reese, cover the floor. Right. Mason stands between us like a referee. Finley refuses to look up from her phone. Her thumbs furiously fly across the screen as she types. So that really was him. Who knows? It could have been that guy. Could have been one of the other creeps who harassed me. Hell, maybe they'll all come out now. Is being internet famous really worth getting treated like that? Maybe you shouldn't make videos anymore. Why shouldn't I? They don't have the right to judge me for what I do, so why should I stop? I'm just trying to help. I don't need help. I can handle myself, thank you very much. And what would you do if you were here alone and that guy came up? You could have gotten hurt. I am a grown-ass woman, Avery. I can handle myself and I don't need anyone telling me what I should do. This is ridiculous. You're being stubborn. You're being condescending. Cut it out. Cool down. Finley, take a break upstairs. Yeah, fine. Avery, sit. Okay. Finley storms upstairs to Graves' apartment. I can hear the door slam from here. I sit on a stool in the kitchen and fiddle with my hands. Is Mason gonna lecture me? I don't need that. Mason doesn't say anything. She just gets back to work. This is almost worse than if she laid into me. Is this the silent treatment? I should get back to work. No, sit. Am I in timeout? She shoves a mug into my hands. It's tea. Just drink it. She scoops another mug off of the table, then disappears upstairs. I draw in slow breaths of the tea's flowery scent, but it doesn't settle the anxiety lurching in my gut. Okay, Avery, breathe and drink your tea. Calm down. But the look on Finley's face, the look on that creepy jerk's face, they keep popping up. A lot happened in so little time. How many times did I screw up during that flurry of panic? Mason returns empty-handed. She goes back to work. The rhythmic sound of the knife hitting the cutting board is soothing. Neither of us talk. When I start again, it's more to myself than anything. I did the best I could. I just wanted to protect her. Is that your job? Oh, she answered. She and Finley are pretty close, so I guess it makes sense that she's getting involved. Well, no. Big difference between protecting and acting like a parent. I don't get it. That's a start. I don't get that either. Look, just cool off, then go talk to her. Okay. Take this to table 7. She dumps a tray in my hands. Oh, so now I can go back to work. Break's over. Things have quieted down. Most of the customers who were here for the incident have left, but I still feel stairs crawling up my back. Hayes and I cover the floor until Landry gets in. Hayes frequently, timidly, glances towards me, the door, sometimes both. He pulls Landry aside and whispers something, telling him about the confrontation, no doubt. After that, I notice Landry keeping a sharp vigilance towards the door as well. And then, his vigilance starts to creep onto me. Something on your mind? Avery, have you seen Finley since this went down? I hope she's okay. No, I haven't. I know Mason went to check on her, but that's good. How are you? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Probably should have just punched the guy. I'm glad you didn't. If he comes back, you leave him to me or Mason. Your job right now is talking to Finley. Do you want me to go see if she wants to? Nah, I'll just go up. Thanks, though. Of course. Remember, none of us will let anything happen to you or Finley. We're all family. Thanks. I head upstairs. Hey, Finley? No answer. I don't even see her. I approach and, oh, there she is, huddled in a little ball fast asleep. The sun is setting. The rays fall directly on the couch and right across Finley's sleeping face. I reach out without thinking to brush her hair away from her face. I hope she hasn't been too upset. Before I can make eye contact, one eye stares back at me. Hey. Hey. You fell asleep? Yeah, I had to rage nap it out. I'm really sorry I talked to you like that. I didn't mean for it to come out that way. I'm just really worried. No, I know you're trying to look out for me. I'm just sick of being told what to do about what I like. I understand. I would too. I didn't mean to do that. I just really... What happens if that guy comes back? Or another one? Maybe you're right. Maybe I should get out of the public eye if this is what I get for it. I mean, if you think that'd be safer. But maybe I'm too stubborn. When I was a kid, I wasn't really good at anything. My grades weren't great. I sucked at sports. I didn't have a lot of friends. I tried for theater, but I always got the ensemble parts, never the speaking role. I know it sounds silly, but this jelly donut thing was an opportunity. I threw it out there, it got really popular, and that made me feel great. This is the first time I found something that really made me stand out. But I didn't think about not all attention is good attention, you know? Is this the kind of attention I'm gonna get? No, I don't think so. Until now, everyone's been really happy to see Jelly Donut, and they're happy to see Finley. The other day, a customer asked about your makeup videos. And even if it was, I know you're more than that. If I gave up, would they move on? If not me, would it be someone else? I don't like dealing with this, but I don't want to give them what they want either. I'd rather keep doing what I want to do. If that's what you want, you won't be alone. You've got Mason and Landry and me. You're right, I do. I feel her arm touch mine. I can also feel my face heat up. I'll be your bodyguard. I'll chase off anybody that tries to give you trouble. Oh, really? She gives a low, gentle laugh. Why does it make my heart skip? I'd get someone more intimidating for that. Yeah, you're probably right. I had something different in mind for you. Yeah? Yeah. Oh, Kissy! Choo choo choo! She places her hand under my chin and tilts my head forward. I manage to get my senses together with just enough time to close my eyes before our lips touch. It's quick, but even after she pulls away, I can still feel the sensation. I feel my pulse rushing through my body. I lean forward and give her one more quick peck to return the favor. It's all PG here, kids. Did that help? Am I helping? She laughs and turns away, tucking her hair behind her ear. The tips of her ears are tinged pink, and it's unbelievably cute. She's just as flustered as I am. Thank goodness. Yeah, it did. But I also have a favor to ask. I have an idea. Can I come over again tonight? Oh yeah, sure. Okay. Although won't you be a cat? I mean to study magic, dummy. I want to practice with the grimoire. Oh yeah, of course. This time, let's get a Hawaiian pizza. Can we please get something else? Oh, yeah, sure. Pizza, 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 pizza. Always pizza. Landry's really apologetic that he can't escort us. Mason is pretty worked up about it, too. She even stays late to see us off. I carry Finley, Jelly Donut, home. We move a little faster in case that guy decided to stick around. It's a pity Graves isn't around. He could have walked with us. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. I hope he's okay. I'm sure he's fine. You don't think he's lost or something? I don't know. While I was in his apartment, it looked messier than usual. There's dust on the shelves. He never leaves dust. You think maybe he ran off? If he did, he would have taken Dracula, but she's still here, and she seems lonely. I mean, she's being fed, but he usually spends more time at home, that's all. Yeah, I guess so. Finley nestles inside my zipped hoodie, both for privacy and for warmth. I look like I'm smuggling a pillow, but whatever. This is going to sound really corny, but I can feel your heartbeat right now. It's kind of nice. She curls up and rests her head against my chest. Don't get fresh. Oh my God, I'm not, you weirdo. It's comforting. We ordered Thai from that one place. Turns out watching a cat eat pad ki mao isn't any more graceful than watching one eat pizza. Is that too spicy? Not for me, it isn't. They never make it spicy enough. Can I try? You like that kind of thing? Well, I don't know. I'm curious. Well, okay. I'll just try a noodle and that delicious-looking pepper. It's pretty good. It's... Holy crap! My mouth is on fire. I chug my water. It does nothing. There's got to be something in the kitchen. Milk, soda, anything. Oh my God, is that too much for you? You baby. I feel like I tried to put out a campfire with my mouth. How could you even deal? Are all your taste buds dead? No, of course not. I've built a tolerance for the fine nuances of flavor. My body's too weak. No. I'm so grateful for my boring mild pad thai. All right, let's get cracking. You have that book handy? Right here. Can I? She won't look me in the eye. Her tail twitches wildly. Oh no, is something wrong? Yeah, you okay? Yeah, can I sit on your lap while we read? Oh, yeah, okay, sure. Easier for me to read that way, you know. Yeah. Sheepishly, Finley crawls into my lap. I can feel her back leaning against my stomach. Well, I could think of a way this would be nicer, to be honest. Mochi looks on in disdain, then disappears into his cat bed. Hey, buddy, you never even try to sit on my lap. You can't get jealous now. Okay, you still have that page bookmarked where we left off, right? Sure do. So we study together. It feels like no time has passed, so why are my eyelids drooping? And then I look at the clock. Holy crap! It's like 3 a.m. We gotta work tomorrow. It's cool if you want to sleep. I'll be up for just a bit longer. I have an idea. Oh, yeah? It's hard to articulate. I just have like a gut feeling. And I don't want to tell you in case it doesn't work. The same thing happened to me. I've been staying up all night reading arcane tomes and weaving your dark magics. Yeah. All part of the package. We'll move on to human sacrifices next. This yawn is too powerful to stop. I can't even read the word yawn without needing to yawn. I'm so suggestible. Yeah, I'm crashing hard. I'll sleep in my room so you can stay up. Sounds good. Night, sweetie. No, you too. Good night, cutie. Don't stay up too late, okay? You're so cute. That woke me up. She called me sweetie before, but now it feels a little more personal, you know? I like it. Oh, look at this cutie face. I swaddle myself in blankets and try to calm back down. I drift off quickly, lulled by a faint murmur from the living room. Ugh, morning already. I have no idea what time I actually fell asleep, but it definitely wasn't early enough. I could carry Finley in the bags under my eyes. It's real tempting to hit snooze as many times as I can afford before I risk running late. About 4, but that's not fair to my guest. I should see how she's doing. Ooh, sexy lady. What happened? How is she not a cat right now? Finley, you're... What? Wake up! You're not a cat! She stares down at herself, and that seeps through the sleep into her brain. She shoots up off the couch and grabs my hands. I'm not a cat! I'm not a cat! You're not a cat! None of us are cats! We jump up and down and shriek with joy. From his bed, Mochi gives us a cranky stare. Well, one of us is still a cat. But what did you do? How did you do it? I don't know. I didn't even know it happened. I spent a lot of time working with magic last night. I guess that's it. Oh, I figured out my magic and what I can do. What? Show me. It's kind of hard to show. Let's just say I know what to do if that guy comes back. I hope he doesn't. But I also want to see. I'll figure something out. But first, coffee. I got maybe an hour of sleep. You got it. Let's stop for breakfast before work. My treat. Oh, so generous. Have you been to the corner store around here? They make really amazing donuts. They're almost better than Mason's. I've only been able to shop on the internet lately, for obvious reasons. Oh, this is so exciting. I could go to real stores again. I can wear all my new outfits and other people will actually see them. Haha, you're right. I want to take you shopping with me. We'll look so cute together. Oh, yeah. As we walk to breakfast, Finley tells me about the type of clothes she recommends for me. I'm not too good at fashion, but I think if it's with Finley, it could be a lot of fun. We pick up a box of donuts and eat them as we walk. Finley, come here for a second. Huh? You got a little bit of donut glaze on the side of your mouth. Why don't you help me? I don't get it. She slips her hands around my shoulders. Oh, now I do. Well, if you insist, I lean in. Wow, I'm not surprised you're fraternizing with your little white knight. I wouldn't be surprised if you pay all of your followers with a little sugar. Eh? Finley and I drop our hands. I whip my head to the side. Yep, it's him. Your security isn't here to help you this time. Did you ambush us? There's nobody around to interrupt, so we can talk nice and clearly now. I've never been in a fight before. Not a real one, at least. I don't count the time in 4th grade I gave a kid a nosebleed by whacking him with my jacket zipper. I guess this is as good a time as any to start. You take one step closer, you scumlord, and I'm gonna... Avery. She puts her hand on my shoulder and takes a step forward. She wipes the icing from her mouth with her thumb and then cracks her knuckles. I've got this. Oh, she's gonna do the thing. Normally I wouldn't hurt a girl, but liars like you? Nope! She puts her hands in the air in a peculiar gesture. I feel power? Something around her. Hashtag blocked! A gust of wind catches us from behind, smacking full force into the stalker. He stops. His arms fall to his sides. He's frozen in place. His shoulders twitch, but he can't seem to move any more than that. Hashtag Tag reported. A ripple of wind catches around us. For a moment, there's silence. Hey, Raiders! Hey, you guys got here for the exciting part. So this is Hustle Cat, and it is a dating sim, but we are witches, and the girl that I'm courting has just discovered her internet witch powers, and so we were getting harassed by a dude. A ripple of wind catches around us. For a moment, there's silence, but then there are sirens. The siren gets closer, rounds the corner. It gets closer, closer, and I see the squad car drop right at the edge of the alley. A police officer walks towards us. We've received reports of trouble. Are you all right? This man has been harassing us. Please, take him away. That true, buddy? The officer claps her hand firmly on the man's shoulder. I'm gonna have to take you to the station. That's right. Do not trifle with magical girls. Come with me. I wish the cops were this responsive, though. Dumbly, he nods. The cop steers him towards the squad car. Then they're gone, as suddenly as they appeared. What just happened? Did Finley do all of that? Everybody in this game actually should be in horny jail, but I mean, especially me. Okay. She stands rigid, staring in the direction of the car that is no longer there. Finley. She turns to me with a wild look in her eyes. They're almost glowing. That, my dear, is how I'll handle creeps. You did all that? All that? Holy crap, all I can do is bend soda cans. I was really scared it wouldn't work, but it did! It worked and we're safe! How did you come up with that? I don't know, I was just thinking over and over, like, I wish things like blocking and reporting actually worked in real life, and it was like a light went off. So this is magic. I can do magic. I'm a wizard, Avery. You already used that line. I don't care, I love it. We should be careful. I mean, when has this ever happened? Internet creeps don't just get magicked away by cops. But what if it happened a lot more often? What? Nothing, you sweet child. Don't worry about it. Give me some sugar. You want another donut? No, you dumbo. Oh, ho, ho. Kissy poo. Her tights are amazing. Yay, art. I'm walking on the sun with the stars on my shoulders and the wind in my hair, or some other complicated metaphor. I don't know. I've been so happy lately. It's great. I mean, work is still work and mochi is still mochi, but I've got a real cute crush I can spend my time with, and I'm starting to get to the bottom of this magical curse thing. We still have so much more to go. So the magical curse, so we all work at a cat cafe, and until you learn how to harness your magic, you turn into a cat when you leave the cafe. So like, if you haven't played this game, it's called Hustle Cat. If you haven't played this game before, I highly recommend it if you do dating sims at all. I love this game. It came out in like 2008 and I've played it all the way through and I'm playing it all the way through again. Oh, pick, say nothing. What? How is that any different than don't say anything? These choices are so obtuse. This whole game is obtuse. Yeah, I would stay cat also. No, you don't get it. There's nuance here. Akia is choosing between action and inaction, and I just want to see them smooch. I know, I told you. I'm basically an expert on this route. This leads to the best kissing scene. But you gotta get that build, that slow burn. And this is the slowest burn. I live for that stuff. We didn't have a slow burn. It was a little slow because you're so dense. Hey. As promised, Finley did bring in Blast Zone and we're huddled around her laptop playing. Yeah, exactly. Just give me pets. Give me pets. I would eat kibble. I don't know if I'd be able to get myself to eat wet food. But I would eat kibble. I mean, it's just like cereal, right? I didn't think I'd like a romantic game about boys fighting, but this is really compelling. I need to look up if Blast Zone is a real game, because it sounds like a dating sim that has like battle strategy in it. We've been playing bits and pieces on breaks and after work. Everyone else stays away because Finley's tried this shtick on them before. They're lost, honestly. There's a lot of good romantic angst in this game. I've settled into one of the beanbags, and Finley's head is in my lap. That's also part of our new evening routine. It's late. Everyone else went home. I'd suggest we go back to one of our apartments to play, but there's no way Finley's going to interrupt this scene. So, when we beat this, should we do one of the other routes? No! Keita or bust! Wow. Strong opinions. You don't understand. The story falls apart in all the other routes. It's terrible. It's a trash game. You said you liked this game. It's complicated. I get it. If I wasn't playing this, I'd be playing some other trash game. You're not a trash game, Hustle Cat. You're a good game. What I should be doing is figuring out how to break the curse for everyone else. It's tricky. I don't know how to introduce them all to magic. Finley offered to make a video, but that sounds like too much work. We should just get them all together after work someday and do it. It's been hard to get everyone in the same place lately. And then there's Graves. Where is he? You gotta pick before it times out. Right. I pick the suggested choice and we continue the scene in the game. It's been graciously quiet since that thing with the internet rando. Graves did say something about security improvements a while back. Maybe he did something to keep people out, like a ward? Did he accidentally ward himself out too? Oh, this is the good part. Stop zoning out. She slaps my shoulder and that train of thought dissipates. Sorry. I was thinking about some work stuff and that it's getting kind of late. Man, okay. Let's save it and do this tomorrow then, okay? Kate's confession requires your full attention. I awaited with bated breath, but come on, let's go. You can't stay here all night either. Fine, all right. You guys got here for the exciting part. It's way later than when I usually leave. Usually the sunset's still peeking out through the city skyline, but tonight the moon's already high. Back home, the crickets would be chirping full force right now. They get super noisy this time of year. Car noises echoed from the main roads are close enough. Finley's apartment is in the same direction as mine, so we walk hand in hand to the halfway point. So, there's a sequel to Blast Zone, but it's garbage, you know? They added new characters and totally played down Kate's backstory. Wait till we beat it, and then I'll tell you. She's been talking about the game the whole way back. I'm glad I could share it with her, but wow, is there a lot of backstory to remember. And later, we should talk videos. I want to introduce you in my vlogs. I think we could start doing cute little bits about where we go on dates in the city and stuff. Well, that sounds fun, but are you sure, about me? I don't have a lot of, on-screen charisma or anything. Oh, I think you have plenty of charisma. Are you saying I have bad taste? No, that's not what She gives me a hand. She gives my hand a squeeze. What was I just saying? I'm just teasing. I lace my fingers between hers and pull her closer. Sadly, we're already at the crossroads where we have to part ways. I'd come over, but I gotta do some editing, so see you tomorrow? You know where to find me. Of course. Then, the thrilling conclusion of our game. She gives me a quick kiss and then bounds off down the road to her apartment. Bye, sweetie. Bye. Well, I better start picking out some vlog-worthy outfits, huh? I'm sure Finley will go shopping with me. I think about it the rest of my way home. As I round the corner, I feel a tense, creeping stiffness crawl up my back. My steps slow. My legs are suddenly heavy. This is familiar, like the feeling I got the other day before I ran into that dude who kept staring at me. It's like someone's breathing down my neck or looming behind me, reading over my shoulder. Is someone following me? I whip around. Just the street. I walk faster. I feel it growing with every step towards my apartment. Dread hollows a burrow in my stomach. Why do I feel so anxious? I'm just going home. I don't even have that far to go. Am I getting... Oh no. It's him. This asshole. Did he find out where I live? Does he live here too? No, that's too much of a coincidence. My limbs freeze. I feel my heart shaking inside of my rib cage. My head is swimming. Everything is wrong. I can't place why. Howdy. Good evening? Good night? My voice feels small and foreign, like it's thrown by a ventriloquist. I try to beeline for the door, but he sidesteps and blocks my way. Now, why the hurry? Won't you answer a couple of questions, kiddo? Why is he Australian? I don't care. We're sticking with it. I was going for Texas. I hit Australia. It's fine. His deep, thick, drawling voice is a saccharine venom. He puts on a smile, but it's certainly not one that puts me at ease. Do you need directions? You seem lost. I can't keep the tremor out of my voice. He notices. Well, ain't you smart? Right to the point. Why, yes, I am lost. But I ain't looking for a place. Oh, I found that. Looking for a guy. Think you can help? I'm pretty new to the city. I probably can't. I reckon you can. Suppose I shouldn't mince words. You're a busy person. I'm already feeling guilty wasting your time. Trying to hunt down Graves. You seen him? Is he a friend? He can't be. He feels... See, I've been looking all over for my old buddy, and it's like he don't exist. Ain't that a shame? Oh, yeah, I haven't seen him recently either. Anger flashes over his face like an eclipse, vanishing as quickly as it had come. Too bad. We got so much to talk about. I suppose his apprentice will do. That'll send the message. Intent reaches my feet before it hits my ears. I'm running before I know it. I'm not dumb enough to stick around and find out what he means by send the message. I don't look behind me to see if he's following. That would slow me down. Yeah, horror movie rules. I have to get to the cafe. I just have to run like I'm being chased, even if I'm not. Ping! I hear a sharp noise behind me, like a metal bat hitting a home run. My foot gets stuck. On what? I don't know. But it hits the ground and stays there. The force knocks me over and twists my ankle in a way that shocks pain up my leg. I'm seeing stars and I want to crawl away, but I can't. I gotta speak to Graves about your manners. You didn't even excuse yourself. What a rude little kitten. I look down. My foot is covered in rust. His movement is molasses, like he's enjoying a stroll through the park. I crane my head over my shoulder to see him, but it's hard from this angle. If you'd been polite, we wouldn't need to fight. Didn't want to hurt you, kitten. I only need a couple answers. But if you want a duel, I ain't gonna complain. Promise you won't run away, yeah? I won't play dirty if you don't. I don't think I could break this rust without breaking my ankle off. It feels like it's already broken. Tears sting my eyes. I can barely use my magic to make trash sculptures. How am I supposed to use it in a fight? I'm doomed.
You haven't changed a bit, Noct. Still pushing around the weak to excuse your own malfeasance.
I have never been so happy to hear my boss's voice. Graves! Graves will know what to do. I know it. Ha ha ha. And here you come, acting like you ain't gotten anything to do with it. Gonna get me all nostalgic, old man. From out of nowhere, Graves is already next to me. He kneels down and places a hand on my foot. What is he holding?
Are you hurt? Don't move. This may burn a little.
The sensation washes over my rusted foot like stepping in a puddle of battery acid. Well, maybe that's a bit extreme. It burns, but it doesn't hurt. Rust crumbles to dust and I'm free. I flex my ankle. It doesn't feel great, but I can at least put weight on it now. Graves stands between me and Noct. With a flourish only Graves could accomplish, he pulls a sword from his cane, because of course he does. What a perfect weapon for him. Noct shoves his hand in his pocket and rests on his metal bat like a cane, just standing there waiting.
How are you now? Can you stand unassisted?
Yeah, thanks. Who is that?
If you'll recall the bike in that alley.
Oh, I almost forgot. The one that was rusted over. The one Graves told me not to touch. This is why?
Meet the source of our collective woes.
Aw, come on now. And after all we've been through together.
Avery, I don't imagine this will end well. I have a favor to ask.
Whatever you need, boss. He drops the cane sheath and takes my hand. His eyes are fierce, fire and ice, staring into mine. I feel like I shouldn't blink.
I give it to you. All of it. Take care of it for me, Avery.
What? All of what?
Everything. Everything of mine. You'll understand. Now go as fast as you can. Go to the cafe. You'll be safe there.
What was that all about? I don't feel any different.
Why are you dawdling? Go!
Run away. I've played this several times. You don't stay to help Graves, because then you get rust bunnied and you're done.
Don't you worry, kitten. I'll catch up.
Knock's words haunt me as I run the best I can on my sore ankle. It hurts with every step, but I can't stop. I pull out my phone as I run. I mash the touchscreen to get to Finley's number. Usually we just text because I hate talking on the phone. If I call, maybe she'll notice and realize it's an emergency. Ring, ring, ring. Or rather, boo-doo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo-doo. Voicemail. Crap. I try a few more times. I almost dialed a pizza place by accident because my hands are shaking. Maybe they'd be able to help me too. I can see the cafe in front of me when my ringtone blares to life. Crap, did Noct hear that? I should have been more quiet. I answer the phone before it can ring anymore. Hello? What the hey, Avery? Everything all right? You lock yourself out or something? Because if you want to come over. No, this is bad. I got attacked. Oh my God, what? Some witch attacked me. Attacked Graves. It's bad. Avery, oh my God, where are you? I'm heading to the cafe. I'll meet you there, hun. I'm coming. No, wait. She's already hung up. I just needed to reach out to someone to tell them what happened. I didn't think this through. What if Noct intercepts her? My guts fill with terror. After all, if he knows who I am, he knows who she is too. No, Finley's stronger than me. She knows how to handle creeps, right? I hobble into the cafe and lock the door behind me, and then collapse onto the nearest sofa. I close my eyes for a moment, but then that sound. Someone's furiously jiggling the handle. Holy crap, now that I've had a few minutes to let everything catch up, my ankle hurts like hell. I try to hobble to the door, but it flies open before I have the chance. I ready myself to fight a murderer armed with a bat, but it's... Finley throws her arms around me and buries my face in her chest. Noct didn't kill me, but she might if she keeps squeezing me this hard. Avery, baby, what happened? Who hurt you? Just point me in the right direction and I will destroy. Nobody hurts my honey like that. Hey, what? Avery, what's the matter? She loosens her grip just enough so I can escape and breathe again. I'm okay. I hurt my ankle, but it'll be okay. We need to stay safe and think about what to do. He was a witch, Finley. A witch beat Graves. Oh my God, what do we do? Is Mama Finley gonna have to block him? Don't be ridiculous. It's too dangerous. The door flies open and our heads whip around towards it. Graves! What happened? Where is he? And suddenly everyone is here. The curse must have broken for everyone at once. This should be good news, but... Oh, Reese. It's bad. He's still out there, I think. He's still out where? He lunges, but Mason intercepts. Stop. They're injured. What happened to him? You have to tell me what happened. Someone attacked us. I have no idea who he was, but he had a grudge against Graves. His name was Noct, I think? I don't know who that is. What happened then? This Noct guy, I think he beat Graves. Reese clutches at his chest. He looks like he might fall over and pass out. I reach out to ease him to the seat, but he swats me away. I knew it. I knew he was going to get in over his head. I knew another witch was on his tail, but he told me to stay out of it. Damn it, I could have helped. Why didn't he let me help? Reese sinks into the couch and slams the armrest with his fist. Beating on furniture isn't going to do anything, but if that helps him feel better. He sinks his fingers into the cushion and looks hard at the floor. His eyes gloss over. He's holding back tears with everything he's got. I feel really bad. For all his blustering, Reese admired Graves a lot. I think he was the only one of us who really did. I guess now, after Graves saved me like that, I kind of do too. Too little too late, I suppose. So, now what happens? What do we do? We avenge him! Of course. We kill Noct. Whoa! That's a bit extreme. All's fair in a duel. If that's what this guy wants, that's what he gets. When he comes for the cafe, I'll take it back from him. Comes for the cafe? Why would he do that? When a witch defeats another in a duel, they take the loser's property. But he'll have to beat me to get it. Is Graves really dead? I don't know. If Nock's intent was to kill him, damn it. Now Landry's the one who looks pissed. This is kind of scary. I've never seen him do anything but laugh and smile before, so it's almost as jarring as seeing Reese cry. Magic is a scourge. Scourge. This always happens when you get too close. Reese's head snaps up. And what do you know about magic? You haven't studied. Hayes readies himself with wide eyes, his mouth pursed like the conversation is a game of double dutch played with live wires. What is it? Why does everybody keep talking about magic? Was Graves cursed too? I mean, he must have been, right? It sounds so unreal still. Are you sure it's magic? Of course it is. How else would this be happening? But he was too strong. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not Reese's voice. Of course it is. How else would this be happening? But he was too strong to get cursed. That part was just us. But he wasn't too strong to not curse us. Does that matter now? He's gone. And this Noct is going to be here to take everything else, too. He spits the name like it's profane. Reese launches himself from the chair and storms to the door. He puts his hand in his pocket like he's concealing a weapon. How would he just take the cafe? That's not how property works. There are like deeds and stuff. Not that I know much more about it than that, but I'm pretty sure my parents didn't kill a witch to buy their house. Of course it's more complicated. I don't exactly have time to explain witch territories. Just know that when you're defeated in a duel, you give your property to the winner. So unless Graves gave it away before the fight, Noct owns the cafe now. I remember Graves grabbing my hand and staring through me. I remember his words. I think he did. What? Before he fought, he told me to run away. He told me that he gave everything to me. You? Why you? You're a newborn baby stumbling through the witching world. That's not fair. You can't handle it. I think they damn well can. And besides, it's not like Avery's alone, right? I mean, I'm here too. I can kick some rando witch's ass too. Since when can you use magic? Since Avery taught me. She sounds so proud when she says that. It makes me feel proud by extension. Guess I did some good. If Finley can learn, I can too. Jealous? Worried I can take you in a fight now? Ugh. Wouldn't need magic to beat the snot out of some creep. Let him show his face. Well, I don't know if I'm okay with fighting, but we can all stick together and keep both Avery and the cafe safe, right, guys? Yes. I think a little self-defense could help us all. I know I'd feel a bit better. Yeah, if that's how y'all be, then you can't expect me to straggle behind. Of course I'll show y'all how magic is really done. Okay, first things first, we need a plan. Avery, do you know for sure that Graves was defeated? Well, if the curse is broken, it's a pretty safe assumption. Well, you know what they say about assumptions. Reese, would it ease your mind a bit if I go with you to investigate? Sure. I could use muscle to hold me back from eviscerating Noct. And Avery, we better take care of Mochi. What if Noct, takes him hostage or something? I bet he's the kind of scum who would do that. I'll get him. I'll bring Mochi back here. What? Finley, no. Come on. I'm good at stealth and I've already got a key to your place. Who else is gonna go? Since when are you good at stealth? I'm so good at those gear games. Just give me a cardboard box and I'll be good to go. I don't even know where to start with that. Look, doesn't matter. You stay and rest. Finley, Landry, Reese, go on your missions. I'll protect Avery. I can help too. I know some first aid. I can help with your ankle, Avery. Guys, I'm just some screw-up kid. You don't have to do this for me. Of course we do. Yeah! You're our screw-up kid. We stick together through thick and thin, us cursed cats. Tears of gratitude sting my eyes. I never thought I'd have friends like this who would endanger themselves for me. My high school friends would have run off the moment someone said curse. I love these guys. I vigorously scrub my face. Don't want to get too mushy. I hobble back to the couch. Okay, we can do this, right? Yeah! Promise me nobody's gonna get hurt, okay? Please, give us more credit than that. Yeah, this guy will be sorry if he underestimates us. Then we enact our plans. Reese, Landry, and Finley all head out together. It's so weird to see them walk away from the cafe as humans. Hayes vanishes into the bathroom for the first aid kit. Mason dips into the kitchen, and I hear a horrific screeching noise, like metal against linoleum. What is she doing? She returns triumphantly. She smirks at me, or more accurately, at the dumb gawking face I'm making. Block the door. With what? An industrial range? She gives me this self-satisfied smirk and then paces in front of the front door and the windows like a sentry. Oh my god, who needs magic? She can snap that knocked guy in half with her hands. Hayes is back with the bandages and a bag of ice. Gingerly, he removes my shoe and rolls up my pant leg to get a better look at my ankle. I'm glad I'm wearing socks that don't have holes. Oof, my ankle doesn't look great, but it could be a lot worse. I don't think it's sprained, just twisted. You just need rest. He slowly, neatly wraps my ankle with one of the stretchy bandages. When he pins it in place, it's like a pro's work. A professional ankle wrapper? Do you know a lot of first aid, Hayes? You're way calmer than I expected. I studied in Scouts. Injuries and things don't bother me. Never have. Not everything makes me feel anxious. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're here to patch me up. He smiles sheepishly, but averts his gaze to the ground towards the ice pack. He props my foot up on one of the big puffy ottomans and then places the ice on my ankle. Oh my god, does that feel good. Now just keep it elevated and rest a little. And take the ice off in 20 minutes. Thanks again, Dr. Hayes. I'm gonna make some coffee. I think everyone will need it. I stress snap once Hayes goes back upstairs. Sometimes I need a system shutdown before I can think straight again. Mood, word, I'm with you, girl. Them, I'm with you, babe. Yeah. I think even the cats know something's up because they all swarm me. I've got two on my lap and the others pile around me. It's soothing to hear them and feel their little paws stretch out at me. I hope it's helping them too. It's not a good sleep. Anytime I nod off, I have horrible visions of Noct turning Finley or the others to rust, and I startle myself back awake. This is a mess. Such a huge mess. I try to shut out the thoughts by remembering the Finley-sanctioned blast timeline. It's not much, but I feel a little better. Somehow I nod off just for a moment. I shoot awake when I hear the door fly open. Is it Noct? Did he come right through the front door? Can witches come in uninvited? Or is that vampires? Ugh, it's Finley again. She bounces the door against her hip since her hands are full of cat carrier. The fussy lump inside is unmistakable. Meh, meh. Wow, you are so whiny. Put your pants on, baby. Mochi, did you have any trouble? Was everything okay? It's fine, although I had to lure him into the carrier with treats and he hated every moment of being in there. So, same as always. That's good. How about it? Should I unleash the beast? Bah. Yeah. Mochi, if you cause any trouble with the other cats, you're going right back in. Got it? Like he's going to choose now to start listening. Finley opens the carrier and he shoots out like a furry cannonball. And then he stands there, dumbstruck. He's got his own troubles now in playing nice with the cafe cats, but at least he's here. That's one less thing Noct can use against me. Once she's done, I grab Finley by the shoulders and drag her onto the couch. Ah, Avery, what? No, stay here for a second, okay? Just, please. I tangle my fingers in her hair and bury my face against her shoulder. I was worried. Oh, Avery. I didn't even have time to get scared. I kept thinking about how this guy hurt you and, ooh, I'm gonna get angry again. I kiss the underside of her chin. She breathes a deep, tired sigh. It's okay. It's all gonna be okay. Yeah, it is. I see movement in front of the cafe. Is it? No. There's too many people for it to be Noct. Anyway, I'd know that hat anywhere. It's Reese and Landry back already with Graves. Or what used to be Graves. Now he looks like a forgotten statue, flaking bits of rust off as they haul him up on the sidewalk. Are their hands glowing? I squint to get a better look. Oh, they look like garden gloves. Glowing garden gloves? They set Graves in front of the cafe and then come inside. Reese peels his gloves off and then helps Landry with his. Nobody touch him unless you're properly enchanted. The rust spreads easily. Are you gonna leave him out there? He looks like a huge, ugly garden gnome. Not that I'm going to say anything. We can't risk the cats coming over to investigate. They might touch the rust, and Reese said it could spread to them, too. I can't take them upstairs. Dracula would be at risk. Poor Dracula. I know she'll be heartbroken. So, now what do? We get ready. Who here knows a thing or two about magic? I mean, I know the two of us have learned a thing or two, though we're hardly experts. I guess we'll do the best we can to teach you, though. Speak for yourself. You can't teach me anything I don't already know. Wait, yeah, Reese, how do you know so much about this? I've learned a thing or two in my time. I'm not assistant manager because I'm good at accounting. I have no idea what kind of magic you've been learning, Avery, but I won't let you steal the spotlight. I'll beat him. Have you been listening? He beat Graves. We gotta team up and come up with a plan. We fight alone, he picks us off. We all jump him, we have a chance. See, Mason gets it. Well, what do you propose? Haven't you ever cram studied before finals? We'll do that using the tried and true Gray method. We shove enough magic in our short-term memory to beat him. We probably forget it 5 minutes after, but who cares by then? We'll be done. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Hey, you got a better one? See, it'll be fine. I'm basically an expert here, too. I got through half my book reports without even opening a book. Just take the time to study properly. All right, somebody get me the book and I'll get this started. If I ever needed confirmation that I don't want to be a teacher, I get it today. I try leading a sort of haphazard class on magic, but it's like herding cats. Reese keeps correcting me. I think Mason fell asleep. Landry keeps getting distracted and wandering off. Finley's interested, but she's also interested in her phone. Hayes is too shy to actually try anything. Hell, it looks like Mochi is paying more attention than they are. This is so important. This is important. So I keep trying, and I think they do too, but I'm exhausted. Look, I'm beat, y'all. I gotta take a nap. Can you just sort of like independent study? Sure, you should get some rest. We can take it from here. Yeah, that sounds great. But we have to prepare to fight. But we don't even know if this guy's coming. We could take guard shifts? Right. We'll go in shifts. Avery can rest, 2 of us can stand guard, and the rest can move the cats into the basement. The basement? Why? We don't want any of them in the line of danger. They're safer if they're away from us. I doubt Nob cares about cats. He won't go chasing them. But then we gotta herd them all down there. We can do it if we work together. You better get Mochi and Dracula, too. I don't want to leave Dracula alone. She must be scared. Sure. Can you get her and then keep the cats company? No, I'm taking first shift as guard. Graves would want it that way. I'll take care of them, Landry. The cats like me. Great. I'll take the other guard shift. Everybody else, relax. We're over 2 hours, but we're coming up on the ending, so we're gonna stick with it. Reese and Landry guard the door. I fall back on the couch. Napping is all I feel ready to contribute. I stare at the ceiling while I listen to Finley and Mason herding the cats. Glad I have an excuse to not do that. I hear the soft sound of footsteps approaching and then silence. Not long after that, I feel the gentle peck of a kiss against my forehead. Scoot! Thought you were watching the cats. Mason and Hayes are taking care of it. Scoot. I move over and Finley takes the space I'd been occupying. She pats her lap. I take the invitation by flopping across her legs. Ugh. I know. I feel her fingers sift through my hair. Man, I could die right here. I know. It's gonna be okay. You're spoiling me. I know, right? Don't get used to it. I'll make it up to you. I'll do something really nice. Just name it. Avery. This sounds serious. Enough that I pop an eye open. She is serious. If we make it out of this, will you... What? This is so sudden. Will you cosplay with me? Oh my god. What? I think you'd make a good IKEA. Or there's other games you might like. I mean, that's it? Of course I will. Perfect. I had this one group in mind too, and I think you'd... Crash! The unmistakable sound of glass breaking. I shoot up so quickly my blood can't keep pace. The room swirls. I feel sick. Footsteps thunder from somewhere. The basement? I'm not sure. What was that? It came from upstairs. Oh, good thing we moved Dracula. Should we go see what it was? Don't you dare. I'll go. The stomping storm's close enough to reveal its source. Mason, wild-eyed but ready. No, I will. What? No. Try and stop me. Well, okay, but be careful. Mason stalks upstairs, fit to kill. I think staying down here is the right idea. Time passes. At first, nothing, but then muffled voices, thumping. Maybe staying down here wasn't the right idea. I exchange glances with Finley. Even Landry and Reese have noticed. Landry puts his hand on Reese's shoulder and gives him a firm, grim nod. Reese, keep guard. Right. With those long strides, he's already at the stairs. Finley launches from the couch after him. Wait, I'm coming too. Avery, stay there. You aren't fit to be tromping up and down like that. But no, I can go to... Crash. Another window shatters. Something falls to the ground, hard. I wince at the noise. It's like someone threw a car off the roof. There's debris everywhere. Landry flies up the steps to the apartment. The rest of us rush to the front window. It's knocked. He's on the ground, pinned underneath something metallic? What is it? He pushes it aside. No! Reese throws open the door and charges at Noct and the statue. Did Graves have a statue in his apartment? I don't remember anything like that. It kind of looks like... Oh, God. What? What is it? That's... You bastard! Are you gonna rust us all one by one? What's it gonna take? What would you have me do? You're being so difficult. She didn't even have magic. Haha, she didn't need it. Pushed me out a window, that one. What fire, what muscle. And you, what's a little gosling gonna do to me? Ah! Reese pulls something out of his pocket, but Noct is there before we see what it is. Reese's hand is frozen in place, rusted. We have to stop him! She strains past me, but I throw my arms around her waist to stop her. Don't, he'll turn you into rust. Who cares? I have to block his ass. He'll get everyone if I don't. Do it from the door. Don't leave. He pries my hand away and charges the entrance, standing wide-legged in the doorway to block his way. Noct seems preoccupied with admiring his handiwork as the rust slowly creeps up Reese's arm. Blocked! Hashtag blocked! Her voice rings out like a church bell, clear and deafening, and that telltale gust of a wind blasts from behind her. The wind hits him full on, but it barely moves his hair. He raises an eyebrow and stares directly through us. I don't think it worked. What? It has to! Hashtag blocked! Again the wind. Again he's... Darling, I hate to ask, because you're trying real hard over there, but what are you doing? I can't understand that gibberish. What? What am I doing wrong? Now's not the time. We gotta think of something else. It's hard to think on your feet when one of them's all messed up. There's a little trash bin by the door. I grab it and slam it to the ground in front of the entryway. I think about a wall. To-go cups and other detritus climb together and cobble their way into a barricade. It's gross and it smells like old coffee grounds, but it feels kind of strong. I can still see Noct through the window. He seems amused. Jerk. What are you doing? Mason and Reese are out there. I know, and I feel bad, but they're rust already, and we gotta figure out how to save ourselves and the cats. He's not even trying to come inside. Maybe he can't? I'm not gonna take any chances. We gotta stall while I think of something. I could make a sword out of some soda cans and fight him, but then it would just rust. Or maybe a plastic sword? You aren't a little kid playing pirates. You aren't gonna go at anybody with a plastic sword. And don't act like you have to run in there yourself. But I've got to do something. If your magic doesn't work on him, we're left with mine. I'm not gonna let you touch him, even if it is with a weapon. Look at you. You have no idea how to fight. I hate to admit it, but she's right. Okay, but if your blocks don't work, then what do we do? I don't know. We try to push the couch over in front of the window, but neither of us is strong enough. I guess it doesn't matter. Noct hasn't touched the trash barricade. I guess we're just stuck. Either Noct gets us or we'll die of starvation and the cats will eat us. Wow, you went from 0 to morbid really fast. It happens. Finley paces back and forth, mumbling to herself and ruffling her fingers through her hair. She doesn't even look up. I wonder how long it would take for 14 cats to get hungry enough to eat us. I don't get why it didn't work. I put as much power behind it as I could. It should have compelled him the same way as the internet troll. Maybe he didn't get it? Like, he doesn't look like a guy that uses the internet much, you know? Avery, that's it, you're a genius. What? For what? I was making a joke. No, you're right. He can't get blocked if he doesn't have something to block. Maybe it has to mean something to the person I'm using it on. I have to find a word or phrase that gets to him. Like what? I don't know. What do old dudes do if they don't go on the internet? I don't know, like fix motorcycles, read war books, watch westerns? He doesn't look like he does any of those things. I don't know any old TV shows. But there's gotta be a catchphrase. Okay, I'll distract him while you think. I thought I told you not to fight him. I'm not fighting, I'm distracting. I kick the center of the trash barricade as hard as I can. I think about, I don't know, fireworks, shrapnel, something. The trash explodes outward. Kinda gross. Styrofoam fragments sharpen into edges and fire at Noct. He blocks most of them, but he can't block them all. One hits him on the cheek. It doesn't draw blood, but I can see a welt. I march outside, garbage in hand. I fashion a to-go cup into a sort of javelin, willing the cardboard to expand and then curl around itself in a long lance. I throw it. It completely and utterly misses. Crap!
Now that all you got, kitten?
Your bat looks weird.
I ain't too terribly impressed if I'm being honest. This is gonna be over real quick. And you know how that old song goes, life is but a march toward death. He whistles an awful song, dour as a dirge, as he swings the bat. I barely duck in time, or maybe he swings slow enough for me to dodge. I think he's playing with me. Something nags at the back of my mind as he whistles. He grabs my foot and rust creeps up my sole again. I kick the shoe at him. It hits him square in the face. I dive back into the cafe, one shoe lighter. Just as predicted, Noct stops outside the door. I throw the whole trash can at him for good measure. Hey, Finley. Yeah, you okay? I haven't thought of it yet. What song is Life is But a March Toward Death from? What? Why would I know? I don't listen to weird metal. No, doesn't it sound familiar? Help me think. I don't know, it sounds like a Gravesism. Is that something he says? I mean, I guess, but why would he say that? And then I remember. We both remember. Yeah, they had a song that was something like Rose Baptism. I only remember the parts that weren't in French, but... No.
It went something like...
No, this is traitorous. My own pupil betrays me.
Trapped within my own mind, something in French, my will dissolves to blood, the soul's red rind. Life is but a march toward death. Finley and I shouted at the same time. Spider Coven! Holy crap, he's the band guy. How else would he know that? I don't know, just try it. Okay, here goes nothing, I guess. Finley marches up to whatever detritus remains of the barricade. She cups her hands around her mouth. Wait, I have a better idea. I fashion a to-go cup into a megaphone. There, now go for it, Tiger. Ahem! Trapped within my own mind. God, that line is so bad I can feel her embarrassment all the way over here. Or maybe that's just my embarrassment. She doesn't look pleased to be saying it, for sure. Noct doesn't look pleased to be hearing it, and his lips curls in distaste. There goes the gust of wind. As it hits him, it blows his hair back, more than it was already, and he freezes. He looks startled. His hands fall slack. He drops the bat. Something, I don't know French. Obviously that doesn't do anything, but the wind kicking up after her magic always looks really cool. My will dissolves to blood. Noct looks dumbfounded, like he woke up from a deep nap. He touches his nose and stares at his fingers. Did that make his nose bleed? Hold on, don't do any more yet. I think that's enough. Noct's bat rolls away, forgotten. The further it gets away from him, the more it seems to dissolve? Metal shouldn't do that. It melts like cotton candy in the rain. What? I can't. What's happening? What did you do? I don't know. I just wanted to stop him.
You locked away his magic. He can't maintain it anymore.
Graves!
See, you can hear me. The rust is weakening.
Sure enough, rust is flaking off of him like cheap plaster. It falls off his body in chunks, revealing the real Graves beneath.
You've lost, Noct. Leave.
I...
Without your magic, even my apprentices could dispatch of you. Go and never darken my door again, unless you want the rest of you to dissolve.
Damn. Graves, we ain't over yet.
Just go.
He does. Reese and Mason, cracking out of their rust-like Easter eggs, stare him down as he leaves. Relief floods over me. I feel myself wobble. Avery, whoa! Before I can topple, Finley grabs me in her arms. She's stronger than I thought. I got you, baby. Thanks, sweetie pie. Oh, you did it! You called me a cute nickname, too. Mrr. Mrr. I slept for a whole day after that. I think we all needed time to recover. Finley got some rest, too, though not as much as me, since I ended up passing out in her bed. She tells me I took up so much space that she slept on the floor. Graves stopped by and tried to explain everything. I didn't really get it. Something, curses, grudges, I don't know. I think it was a weird lover spat or bandmate spat, I don't know. All I know is it's not really my problem. Not anymore, at least. Finley's really bummed to see her cat form go, but Graves said it doesn't have to. She's going to train with him to learn how to transform at will. In the meantime, she's making more human videos. The two of us started a series where we play video games together. Our first video was of us playing Blast Zone. At night, though. Oh, look at this. Are we vigilantes? Look at those sexy stockings. She kind of got a taste for justice after Noct and the creeper thing. She keeps saying it's not right that other people are out there getting harassed by internet trolls and stuff. She's taken up this mantle to protect people who are in trouble with that kind of thing. It's really noble of her. I admire that, so I've been coming along too. She keeps trying to come up with hero names or costumes for us, but I refuse. If we're doing this, we're just Finley and Avery. But I know sooner or later she's going to wear me down. I don't mind all that much, as long as we're doing something helpful. As long as we're together. Yeah. 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 Oh, I had to click again. There we go. That is Finley's path done. We were aiming for Reese, but that's all right. We still got a good end. I'll have to look up what I have to do for Reese because the rest of these are all more difficult. Mason was pretty easy because you just do Mason things, but I really thought I was on the way to Reese, but I missed him. Can we make these go a little fast? Oh, well, I didn't meme weaver. Look, and now it's her face on my coffee. And then it's Mason's face on my coffee. And I got achievement unlocked. Meme weaver. I believe you can get me through the night. All right. Oh, yay. Let's look here. I just saw my raid notification again. That was rad. Let's go take a look at who's out and about here. We raided Ghosty yesterday, so let's go ahead and raid at Tech and Plebe today. Let's see if we can tell how much longer she's playing. Looks like, are we doing well? It's Toxic 2. Oh, yeah, we're going here. All right, so as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and have a great day out there. I'm going over to Heck and Plebe. She's playing, I think, some Fortnite. Not the same kind of game, but she's got the same kind of groove that I've got, so I think we're good with her. All right, have a good one, everybody. Bye for now.